Well, Aboriginal activists are planning on using Invasion Day protests to demand freedom for Palestine and call on the Albanese government to cut all ties with Israel. Independent Senator Lidia Thorpe, of course, is leading the charge on this. She told The Australian today, quote, "Palestinians know what the trauma of invasion, of dispossession, state violence and occupation is like, just as First Peoples in this country do. We share a reality of ongoing genocide and are both yet to experience liberation and the acknowledgement of our sovereignty. Our struggle under settler colonialism is one struggle. Together we're fighting for our humanity, for freedom, for land back and for lasting peace." Oh, my God. Joining me now is former Labor MP Michael Danby and Sky News contributor Nicole Flint. Michael, what a load of crap.
Caleb, you introduced a great word to your listeners, cookers, people who wear the tinfoil hat. I mean, Lydia does so much damage to the Indigenous cause with her cooker-like behaviour. There's another bloke at PricewaterhouseCoopers who's apparently, saying the same kind of stuff. What's happened to the world? It's become upside down. I think October 7th has unhinged a lot of people. First of all, there's the war that's going on over there, and then there are all of the cookers like Lidia Thorpe and the bloke at PricewaterhouseCoopers, and there's so many of them. It's unhinged people.
I know. Well, I feel like it's the same with anti-Semitism, right? Like, there's always been this undercurrent there, but I think October 7 just sort of put it on steroids and I think made a lot of people who otherwise would not have felt comfortable to say things publicly come out and say them, Nicole. But to try and draw a parallel between Indigenous people in Australia, I mean, there's no wars going on here, and what's going on between Israel and Gaza, I mean, not only is it wrong, it's just thoroughly offensive.
Yes, it is, Caleb, and it's just bizarre. And I think we should take this opportunity to remind ourselves that it's the Australian Greens that we have to thank for Senator Lidia Thorpe being in federal parliament. And most disturbingly, thank you, Michael, most disturbingly, she's in federal parliament until 2028. I just looked this up, Caleb. I was like, hopefully we'll be rid of her at the next federal election. But I think her term's not up until 2028. So look, she loves these attention-seeking stunts. I just think it's really disappointing to see this behaviour on behalf of our Jewish population in Australia and also on behalf of Israel, all the Jewish people around the world who feel completely under threat at the moment by these sorts of appalling views and protests. And I really, really hope that we might see Senator Thorpe, although I doubt we will, focus on what we should all be focusing on, which is solving Indigenous disadvantage, especially in the remote and rural communities, which should always have been the focus, not these sorts of issues that honestly, I think she does it for attention, but also the failed voice referendum. That $450 million could have helped a lot of women and children in particular in remote Indigenous communities.